All right, welcome everybody back to the Real Talk podcast, Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, Quickie. I'm your host, JR, and alongside with me tonight I have Al back again. Just the two of us tonight. First things first, I want to thank everybody, the haters, the lovers, who listened to all three of our episodes. I mean, I was kind of taken aback by the support and the response that we got. It was overwhelming. I wasn't expecting to get that many hits. It was crazy. I want to thank everybody who did listen. It was great. The feedback was awesome, and we just hope to keep entertaining you. Also, want to let you guys know that you can check out all of our videos and to everything that we are on, Twitter, Facebook, our YouTube channel. All of that is going to be linked right at the bottom. Make sure to check that out. Tonight, Al and I want to touch on something that's been reverberating, throughout all the forums, Lodestone, Final Fantasy XIV Core, ZAM, so on and so forth. You guys know where to find them. And that is pretty much legacy hatred. For some reason, a lot of people seem to be hating on legacy members. That stems from, I don't know what exactly, but I guess they might be jealous or something that we get a discounted subscription rate, that we get a choco, and all sorts of little perks and all that stuff. And apparently it's being handled. I've never been mean to anybody. I'm legacy. I try to treat everybody with, the same equal respect. But apparently there seems to be this hatred, which kind of reminds me a little bit of the beta tester hate, if you guys have seen the anime Sword Art Online. Al, do you want to touch on anything about that, bro, or any comments you want to make?
Apparently, there's a couple rotten apples, apparently, that have treated people badly. They either have, holier than thou, complex that have legacy, so they kind of, talk down to the people without it. And they kind of, given us a bad name, because I am as well, legacy. However, unfortunately, because of those couple bad apples, there's been a severe outcry, like you were saying, for, against it, that it shouldn't exist, or to even bring legacy status into something that you can accumulate in A Realm Reborn so everybody can get it, right?
There's also been this, backlash where they want, it has to be removed, blah, 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 level the playing field. And listen, I love that I'm legacy. I think it's cool, what they did for people that stuck around with the game when it wasn't in the best shape. Granted, I've played it since, the first incarnation. It's like my fourth go around with 14. But I started playing again in April, and I thought the game was pretty playable. So that's why I stuck around, and I guess I accumulated legacy, which is fine. It's great. It's gravy. But I don't think it should be revoked or anything like that. I think that's kind
Absolutely
of harsh
not.
To have that. And, these people that are like, well, it's not fair to the newer players and everything. They have a head start. They get all these crafts. And I'm like, well, number one, everybody had an equal chance to be a legacy player. If you didn't like it, you didn't play it. Unfortunately, that's on you. And if that sounds harsh, sorry, but deal with it, noobs.
Well, I mean, that goes into with other games and collector's editions and stuff. Though your subscription fee may be the same as the person who didn't buy the collector's edition, but you got perks out of those things in World of Warcraft, be it, a little pet that'll follow you around, or, it's stuff that doesn't affect gameplay. It's not player enhancing whatsoever. Every player, regardless of legacy or not, is still losing their gil. Every player that, not all of it obviously, but, they're taking away everybody, a decimal point of everyone's gil. And it's going to keep the rich rich and the poor poor. I don't see the big deal over that, but that's another subject.
Just remembered my train of thought here. They're going to have, from what I've been reading, separate servers for newer players and legacy players. If you want to join a legacy server, do it. If you don't, start fresh on a newer one.
That's not just going to go and say, legacy servers and new servers.
Well, that's what I mean. But more established, I suppose, where you want to, deal with.
But there's nothing stopping a legacy player from creating a new character on a new server.
Absolutely not. You're right. So, I don't know. I just think it's kind of silly, personally, that there's hate there. Yeah, there are assholes. There are assholes everywhere. You're going to get good people and bad people. But I don't understand the backlash. Personally, the guild roll. Oh yeah, also guild rollbacks as well. Absolutely not. I worked my ass off for all my guild in 1.0, and I'm really super glad it's carrying over in 2.0. I absolutely would be pretty pissed off if that happened. Obviously, it won't. But people crying for it because apparently it's going to ruin the economy, which I don't think so. I think it only takes one person to really start setting prices based on what the current economy will be for things to, to regulate themselves.
I'm impartial to that. I mean, personally, maybe this is my poor ass talking. Like I'm gonna have 8,000 gil when we log in. Like it doesn't matter to me. Like, and so I can understand, that hatred, that scare of don't take away my gil. I have fucking 3 million characters and they all have max gil, and you take that all away, all of my work will go to naught. So I can understand that. But from an economy perspective, it's really not going to change anything.
I don't know.
Prices are going to be prices will always be prices based on the community. If it's too high, people aren't going to, if people don't feel like your product is worth it, they're not going to buy it. That goes with any society. You know what I mean? If they don't feel like your prices are fair, they're not going to pay for it. So it'll drive your price down.
I feel like it'll regulate eventually. We should all be fine. But I don't think there should be this, crazy fucking hysteria that a lot of these people are making it out to be.
Absolutely. And even if you took away everybody's money, the people with the most money are the people that have everything leveled, go out of their way to craft, go out of their way to sell stuff, So even if you took their money, they're still going to have the ability to go out and farm and go craft and continue making stuff and rebuild their revenue.
Yeah, I feel people sometimes just want things handed to them or whatever, but I went out there, farmed my ass off, I earned my gil, I want to keep my damn gil. Everyone has an equal chance to, to get money and everything. You just have to go out there and do it. Oh, well, I don't have time, blah, blah. Then maybe you shouldn't be playing the game, or then, sorry, but some people have more time to play, and some people are dedicated to certain things, and you have to deal with it. Sorry, I
know plenty of people, not even just Final Fantasy, like even my time in Ion, there was a guy who had 8 accounts, because you can only have one mastercraft per account, and he maxed all of the crafts, and that's all he does. He didn't have a single battle class leveled.
Yeah,
he just loved making stuff and playing the economy. That's what he did. He just loved doing that. And you can still do that.
There are people like that in 14, sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just saying, I was just using that as an example. But there are people, exactly, like back when 1.0 came out, they're not going to be able to do this in ARR, but back when 1.0 came out, you could start as a crafter. You could start as a botanist and go farm. So there are people that did that route, and all they did was fish, or all they did was, make cloth, or whatever the hell they wanted to do. And that's great. It suits everyone's play style. Yes, now it makes you get to level 10 and unlock the armory before you can do that.
Which isn't that bad.
No, because it teaches you a little bit. You're going to have to do combat whether you like it or not.
Sure.
But mechanic of most MMOs, you're going to have to fight something eventually. But I can't understand why you would want to take away everyone's gil. I don't understand why you want to take away everyone's legacy status. First of all, that was something they bought into. I'll tell you right now, when I got the email from Square Enix saying, hey, if you sign in now for, and pay 90 days, cumulative, you're going to get a free chocobo. I said, sweet, sign me up. Where can I sign up? That was cool to me. I like having those little things that set me apart. Granted, it's not going to set me apart immediately, but years on down the road, when there's, maybe less legacy players around, when I ride around that chocobo, people are going to know, hey, that guy's been around.
Yeah.
And that to me is cool.
Overall, man, it's pretty much just keep calm and relax. Everyone's going to have a good time. Not every legacy player's an ass. Relax, enjoy the game. We're all here to have fun, and that's pretty much it. I got nothing else to add, really.
Yeah, I just want to have fun. I just want to clear content, kill shit.
Boom. Same here, dude.
But people go crazy over that stuff,
Hmm.
I do want to give a special shout out.
Sure,
I want to give a special shout out to somebody tonight, because he really touched my heart, and I feel that we can make some camaraderie.
Let's do it.
Coco Tiger 77.
Coco Tiger, that guy, yes.
If you are listening, I really hope that we can meet in game or on Mumble or whatever.
We want you on the podcast, bro. Come on, show us those debating skills.
Because you've said so many things that I really appreciate, and you went out of your way to belligerently talk about me, and if I've touched you in such a way that made you go out of your way like that, I feel I've done my job, and thank you for that. You really showed me a new side of the world that I distaste.
Yeah, man, I want to thank everybody who subscribed to the channel, who listened to the video, who offered feedback, who liked our Facebook page, who offered constructive criticism, even the people who trolled us, man. Keep doing it. Keep listening. I love everything. And if you're downloading us on iTunes, make sure you rate us on iTunes, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, who cares? Get us up there. We appreciate all the support, negative or positive. That's pretty much it. Stay tuned for a few more episodes this week. This has been the Real Talk Podcast, Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, Quickie, the Legacy Status episode. Stay tuned. Oh, actually, one more shout out. I want to thank the Chew Bam Pow channel on YouTube for helping us get Japanese PSO2 accounts. Big ups. Really appreciate it. Check her out. Thanks again.